Congratulations to Pizza Hut's lucky row winners, section 307, row A, who are each receiving a free personal pan pizza tonight. Get your personal pan pizza at any of the concession stands in the stadium tonight or at any Pizza Hut location. Pizza Hut is a proud sponsor of NCFC. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Today we honor Juneteenth, a significant day in American history. On June 19, 1865, Union soldiers arrived at Galveston, Texas, bringing news of freedom to enslaved African Americans 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Juneteenth reminds us of the enduring spirit of resilience and the ongoing pursuit of equality and justice. Let's take a moment to reflect on the importance of freedom, recognize the contribution of African Americans to our nation and our community, and commit to fostering a more inclusive and equitable future for all. Thank you for celebrating Juneteenth with us today. Here are tonight's officials. Please welcome referee Asad Amanovich, assistant referee Amilcar Sikahu, assistant referee Chris Sherfrans. Our fourth official this evening is John Rush. And now starting lineups for Monterey Bay FC. Please welcome their captain, number 30, Kai Green. In goal tonight, number 16, Anthony Siaha. Number 3, Maury Donor. Number 5, Carlos Guzman. Number 7, Adrian Rabolar. Number 9 is Tristan Traeger. Number 10, Rafael Baca Jr. Number 11, Walter Martinez. Number 15, Hugh Dixon. Number 19, Jesus Chuy Enriquez. And number 99, Javi Nyalati. Monterey Bay are led by head coach Frank Yalla with assistant coach Romero Corrales. Tonight's match ball being delivered by Rick Pack, the Vice President-elect of the 100 Black Men of the Triangle East. Please welcome Rick to the field. Fans, thank you for joining us.
It has been over a month since North Carolina FC played a home game at WakeMed Soccer Park, and tonight in the USL Championship, they face their second Western Conference opponent of the season and first match ever against Monterey Bay FC right here on CBS Sports Golazo Network. This is the last game of the weekend, and as we look at the standings, North Carolina has dropped to 9th in the East after Hartford's win over Pittsburgh yesterday, so a win puts them back into the playoff picture. Meanwhile, Monterey Bay sits in 7th in the West after wins by Memphis, Colorado Springs, and Oakland on Saturday, and points are at a premium as 5 points separate 3rd from 10th. And good afternoon, everyone. Alongside the great Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke, and we started with the standings for a reason.
Yeah, and that's because both teams really want to be in the playoff picture. And a big 3 points today for the home team will put them into that top 8, which is where you need to be to advance to the postseason. For the home team, North Carolina FC goals remain at a premium, but right now Evan Conway is hot. Yeah, he is. 3 goals in his last 3 games. He's got 3 and 9 for the season, so it's a bit of a slow start. Injuries sort of plagued him, but the young player is 26 years old, over 100 appearances and 35-plus goals. He's a player that the home team will be looking to continue the hot streak today. It won't be easy, though, because Monterey Bay FC has a big-time goalkeeper. Big time indeed. Anthony Siaha. He was in the team of the week just a couple of weeks ago. Made a number of big saves at home against Sacramento just last week. 6'5", big presence in the goal, but his distribution going forward can also help the team on the counter-attack. All right, that sets the table here at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. Rafa Menzigan just had a baby. Happy Father's Day to him and all the great fathers out there. When we return, we'll have the lineups and the kick. USL Championship, North Carolina FC and Monterey Bay FC.
With a family like that to take care of, the two of you have your hands full. At WakeMed Urgent Care, we're everywhere you are, so getting the care they need when they need it couldn't be more convenient. Soccer star? Easy. Kids? Covered. The twins? Done. Aches and pains? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. So download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including the two of you.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa. With sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park, Cary, North Carolina, USL Championship, non-conference matchup, North Carolina FC, Monterey Bay FC. With Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke, and Andrew, let's take a look at the starting lineup. First for the home team, North Carolina FC.
Yeah, North Carolina coming into this 2-1-2 in their last 5 games, 8 points from the last 15 available. They make 3 changes from the last time out, a defeat to Louisville on the road. Justin Malou comes into the back line. Ja'Cory Hazel slot into the engine room in the middle of the midfield. And Golex Anderson Jr. will come back, returning from international duty where he scored 2 goals for St. Vincent and the Grenadines and hopefully propel the home team to some more goals today.
That's John Bradford's lineup. Meanwhile, Frank Yallop, the head coach for Monterey Bay FC.
Not so great at the moment for Monterey Bay. They're 1-3-1 in their last 5 games, so we're looking to correct that run of form today. Head coach Frank Allen makes just 2 changes. Tristan Traeger and 19-year-old Javi Niolate comes into the starting lineup today in the hope for 3 points for the visitors from California.
All right, this has been a busy venue. WakeMed Soccer Park, home to the spectacular TST. The North Carolina Courage had a game yesterday. This sod is only about 3 days old. Right after the TST was over, quite a few games were played right here on this field. They put new sod in. It actually led to about a 25-minute delay in the North Carolina Courage matchup last night, a 0-0 tie. But looks to be okay now and ready to roll for this USL Championship matchup. There's John Bradford, who has been with the club for quite some time, still keeps an eye on the academy, has incredible connections and deep loyalty to North Carolina FC. Helped lead the team to the USL League One Championship a year ago, which almost served as a promotion. And then Frank Yallop, one of the legendary names in coaching, the Canadian who has coached a lot of successful MLS teams, clearly has found a home at Monterey Bay FC. It's a man right there, Frank Yallop, who has done a lot of pretty good coaching.
Yeah, it's a name I think synonymous with sport in soccer in North America. Just a big name who's been there, seen it, done it all, I would say. A great coup for Monterey Bay this year. Someone that's starting to build something with Monterey Bay. Certainly a tidy team to watch, good on the ball, and I'm sure the home team will enjoy watching them today as long as they don't hurt North Carolina too much.
Frank is a pretty good player as well. So we're underway. The North Carolina Courage in their traditional home blues. Monterey Bay FC in their visiting whites. Delighted to be with you here on CBS Sports Golazo and Sirius XM for this USL Championship matchup. Rafa Mensigan, as I mentioned, his wife just having a baby. He actually had his baby with him for the national anthem and starting lineups, which is really kind of perfect on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Andrew, by the way.
Likewise to you, Dean, and all the fathers out there watching at home. Yeah, Rafa Mensigan auditioning for goalkeeper, Dean. It was a safe pair of hands there, wasn't it?
A whole lot of pride in his hands, for sure. Conway with a good touch to Ezra Armstrong. Armstrong. Letting the hair grow out just a little bit, as we're a few days away from Juneteenth as well. Olex Anderson. Olex Anderson looking for a whistle, does not get it. Mikey Maldonado paired today with Ja'Cory Hayes. Good opportunity for Hayes, making his second start in USL Championship. Completed his master's in nano engineering at NC State in May. I don't even know what that is.
I was just asking you, what do you know about nano engineering, Dean? But you just answered that for me.
He was a pretty good player at Wake Forest, and good on him to continue to add on to his degrees. Here's Washington, as I've told you many times, started his career at Rutgers, but then would finish under Jay Vidovich at Pitt. Batista. And here's Ezra. Looking for Conway. Conway. Squared back over. It's now Ezra's job at the left wing back. Nelson Flores Blanco has been transferred. I guess loaned, I think transferred, I don't know, to San Antonio.
I think, sadly for North Carolina fans, I think it is a permanent one.
Yeah.
He was the longest serving player. I think just the other day I was looking at a picture of my garage of one of John Bradford's first teams, and I think Nelson Martinez was the only remaining man from that team.
So 3 minutes in. Up here at the perch at WakeMed Soccer Park, best seat in the house. Beautiful trap, far side. Trying to cross it into the 18. That's Malou, who will send it away. Paco Craig still out with an injury. Captain. And a foul called against Monterey. And CFC 3-5-5. As you saw the standings open the show, sitting on 14 points, 9th place. The top 8 at each conference make the playoffs. They come in with a draw, a win, and a loss. And Monterey Bay 5-6-4, 19 points. And as you heard Andrew Tate mention, 3 losses and just 1 win in their last 5. They added a tie in there as well. 4 minutes in. For me, Andrew Tate, when I learned that they were moving back up to the USL Championship, I have to be honest, it was seeing like new teams like this visit WakeMed Soccer Park for the first time that I really got excited about.
Yeah, absolutely. Just there's a lot of really, really good teams, Dean, and I think that's what we're seeing now with the Championship, USL Championship. It's very much like the Championship in England. It's just anyone can beat anyone on the day. And as you talked about Monterey Bay just having that one win came against New Mexico, who are sitting right up there in the Western Conference. One of the best teams that we've seen here at WakeMed Soccer Park as well. Came in here and won 3-2. So Monterey Bay, a very tidy team. A team that are very good on the eye. So yeah, echo that sentiment, Dean. Lots more to come.
Did the math before the game. I did see Andrew Tate at the TST, but it's the first time in 33 days we've been together. As the first time in over a month they've had a home game. Their last home game being a 2-0 midweek win over Loudoun United. Ezra Armstrong with the cross, and there's the 6'5" goalkeeper. What a stud for Monterey Bay.
Play!
Coach John Bradford talked to him at length. He did say that he felt perhaps Louisville was the better team, but he was proud of his team dealing with a ton of injuries and a little bit of rotation of players on international duty. It's not a terrible result. I mean, anytime you don't get a point or 3 points, you don't love it, but he thought it was a fair play score.
Yeah. You do worry going to one of the hottest teams in the championship. You know, what could happen when the odds are stacked against you. So they're putting a performance and create a few nervy moments towards the end when Conway got one back to reduce the deficit. It's tough to go to Louisville any time of year, let alone when you're patched up. But not a bad return after the win against Loudoun, going on the road, picking up 4 points from a possible 9.
Maldonado did well to keep the ball, gives it over to Hayes. Hayes does well to get rid of it to Ezra Armstrong. Armstrong very much part of the offense as a left wing back. Armstrong has produced some points this year, and I think if you asked him, he would say he probably could have doubled those points with just a little bit more accuracy. He's been working on that. He can really smoke it with his left, and he's a weapon offensively.
Absolutely, yeah. And good defending there from Maury Donut. He's going to be a good matchup between those two today, as it looks like he's not going to get a lot of help from some of his midfielders in front of him.
Christian, this side!
Confidence, sorry.
I was just going to say Isad Omanovic is the man in the middle. Hopefully we won't have to say his name too often. Makar Sakaju on one side, Chris Sherfranz. John Rush is the 4th official. John Bradford fully committed to a 3-back system long before the season started, and I got to give him credit. He's stuck with it.
Yeah, it scared me a little bit, Dean, because it's just such a giant pitch, and it feels that way with the fact the stadium's so open as well. It makes it feel a vast space. But the adjustment of Mensingen and then the introduction of the player you were just talking about, Ezra Armstrong, they've taken to it really, really well. And I think in talking to John, like they come up to the midpoint in the season in the next week or two, and feels the team's sort of growing into what's expected and getting a little bit more of the break of the ball, and we just see what the group can do towards the latter part of the season.
So Batista mishit it, but one thing I like about after he mishit it, he basically said, let's try to pin them in. And so now you see a lot of blue jerseys. We'll see if Monterey can get it out of this corner. They send it long. It's a big touch there, Batista. And That didn't work out so well as Monterey on the run. Batista did well to win it back, though, without fouling. Pretty clean tackle right there.
That's the front two change for Frank Yallop. He's sort of operating with a 4-1-4-1 in some games today, and other times it's a 4-4-2. It's only a 4-4-2 today, it looks like, with Xavi Noladi and Tristan Traeger leading the line. Xavi Noladi, just 19 years old, so a lot of faith and confidence in the young boy from California.
First time ever these two teams have faced each other at any level. Look at the tail of the tape. NCFC 16 goals on the season. Monterey 15. Shots 162. North Carolina FC 172 from Monterey Bay. Assists 13 for the home team, 11 for the visitors. Corners 67 and 85. Olex Anderson shot just a little bit too high.
Pick up there from Rafa Mensingen, feeds it across the box into Olex Anderson Jr. Twisting and turning, just doesn't quite get the contact on the ball to hit the target, and works Yahi there.
Monterey Bay quickly near the 18. Rafa Mensingen doing the work defensively. That will mean the counter is on. Right now it's 3v3. You'll see the white jerseys tracking back. It's now 3v5. Rafa Mensingen trying to get it over to Conway, but the track back was on by Monterey Bay, and that includes Maury Donor from Canada, who was there to play it back to his giant of a goalkeeper. McGuire out. Good tackle coming in. Xavi Noladi, who, by the way, Andrew, you nailed his name right away off the bat. Well done. I think you did anyway.
I'm going to say it 3 times, I think, Dean. I don't know. I think I probably said it 3 different times. So I apologise in advance, Xavi Noladi. It's an interesting battle, isn't it? The 19-year-old up against Batista, who is an absolute specimen. 6'7", I think he is. Not easy coming in as a teenager to compete against these seasoned athletes, but certainly not short on confidence.
Hayes. Good little touch to DaCosta, who came off a banner season a year ago before arriving here at North Carolina FC and just has not showed that same form. If he could somehow find that magic again, that would be really key to North Carolina FC on the back half of the season.
Malou just having a nibble there at Enriquez. It's a good foul, I think, for him there, because if he gets away from him, they're in trouble.
Donor. Malou will send it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in.
A bonus not to pick up a yellow card as well there, because I thought that could have been one where the referee dishes one out.
"13 minutes in. Again, North Carolina FC in the dark blue, Monterey in the white. It's good 1-2 touches right now from the visitors from California. On the ball now, Green. Played at Seton Hall. Green back on it. Jersey City, New Jersey. CBS Sports Golazo Network and Sirius XM. Alongside Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be bringing you this USL Championship game. I do want to tell you that ESPN2 is the channel to watch on Saturday, June 22nd for a USL Championship doubleheader. This team right here, Monterey Bay FC versus the Oakland Roots SC in Game 1 at 6 p.m. Eastern, followed by Phoenix Rising FC taking on the Charleston Battery at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Those are two really good games. 14 minutes in, no score. Frank Gallup now standing up first time.
We talked about the form that Monterey has coming into this game. Their last 3 games were against some really, really tough opposition. In Charleston Battery, New Mexico, and Sacramento Republic. It doesn't get much harder than that. So that might be a good reason for their not so great form, but they've competed in all of those games. Head coach Frank Gallup talked about just their play being pretty good. Good possession, inventive around goal, just not quite the finishing touches, which is, I think, very similar to what John Bradford's probably said a lot of times this season.
Yeah, Monterey is firmly part of the Western Conference standings logjam, as we showed you, from 3 to 10. Just a few points separating all those teams. Somebody gets hot and off they go. Monterey squared. Pretty good ball, left foot. McGuire kind of frozen, looked like he was leaning the other way, but we're going to say it was deflected.
All right, fans, time to chant "Keep It Out" on this corner kick presented by Alpaca.
So corner kick coming for Monterey Bay FC. John Bradford on the edge of the coach's box. Mike McGinty also up. John Bradford, who is in the throes of, I believe, his A license, right? Was gone for a week. That's a grind. There goes that left foot, wide open. I mean, nobody marking the Monterey player. Snapped out of there by the big man Batista. One back by Monterey, and Costa knocks it out of bounds.
Yeah, it was a good ball from Martinez. Martinez's left foot always on point, and somehow Enriquez gets himself free just inside the 18, appeals for handball. The referee was right there, waved it off. A good look there for the visitors.
You're more of a coach than I'll ever be, but I cannot imagine any situation where John Bradford is pleased about how open he was. I mean, he was wide open.
Yeah. Enriquez is not one of the tallest players. Finding that space and then getting his head on it. Concerning, certainly from a defensive standpoint.
Well done by Malou, and then Rafa heads it back to Malou. They play it forward. It's won by Baca. We'll switch it now to Donor. Donor right side, pushing forward. Donor keeps on going. Love seeing that, and guess what? He's rewarded for that effort. Keeps it alive. Nice awareness as sliding in was Dixon. Now you see Dixon drop even deeper. Now they'll flip back. Side of the foot of Batista. Menzigan showing some hops right there, but still stays with Monterey. Minute 18. Now McGuire. The Irish Ninja, Akira Fitzgerald, is on the bench as the backup goalkeeper for North Carolina FC, a player who was with the team back when they were even the Carolina Railhawks. And Akira Fitzgerald won a national championship on this field in 2007 when Wake Forest beat the Ohio State Buckeyes. He has been primarily the 3rd or 4th listed goalkeeper as he's part of the coaching staff, but For me, I was excited to see that he gets the chance to sit down there.
My understanding, I think Carrera may have been recalled back to FC Dallas, which opens up that opportunity for Akira. And they had a really strong squad here this year. And I think that it shows when you've got somebody with the capabilities of Akira Fitzgerald just sitting in the stands. Unlike you and me, Dean, he takes good care of himself, so he's...
Yeah, he looks phenomenal. I think that's like a Wake Forest thing. Like everybody I know from Wake Forest, including Austin Deleuze, they look exactly like they did when they played.
It's a painful one for Rafa there. Just getting the wind knocked out of him. There's a few challenges today where I thought a few players kind of ducked out of it, but Rafa Mensingen never want to shirk a challenge. Brave going in for that one, and he's feeling the effects of it. Looks like he'll be okay though. Ja'Cory Hayes getting some instructions from head coach John Bradford.
I like that interchange because Hayes is kind of in a spot to be showcased, or, and again, it's a big or, maybe earn a bigger look from John Bradford.
And you'll be surprised to know, John, that Dean, that Mr. Bradford described Ja'Cory Hayes as a smart player. So not just in the classroom with the nano engineering, which we're going to go home and look up after today, but on the field as well. Just breaks play up, makes smart decisions, keeps things moving. Fans giving a ripple there as they see the Brazilian Rafa back and ready to step back on the field.
He's back on now. 20 minutes in. What's your take so far? It feels like maybe Monterey's had a little bit more of the game, but they haven't dominated by any means. What's your take so far, Andrew?
Yeah, I thought it was a positive start from the home team. They looked bright and lively. They've had to kind of sit off a little bit now as Monterey starts to secure possession. This is something that they do a lot. As they move the ball and work it, they're very patient. I think that's the one thing Frank Yallop's looking for, is a little bit more cutting edge and ruthlessness in front of goal. But he's been pleased with their possession, so I think this is something that John Bradford would have expected. And you know, North Carolina doesn't try to dominate the ball and have the 70% of possession.
Oh, what a brilliant give and go again with Dixon and Donor. Those two have looked good together. As I say that, Conway heads the other way. Conway. Anderson wants it. Anderson loves to slice and dice, usually thinking shot every time. Anderson passed that time. The back heel not there for Conway. Well done by Olex Anderson Jr. to get to the end line and not force a shot side netting and send it back to the top of the six.
Yeah, I think that's one that just got away from them there. I think the cutback from Anderson was perfect. And Conway, I think, just tried to be a little bit cute with it, not knowing that the line of the ball was headed to Rodrigo da Costa. He just rediverts it, but I think the run was going straight to da Costa, and a frustrating moment for the Brazilian. But like you said, great work from Olex Anderson Jr. Always a handful when he gets in that box, asks questions and poses challenges of any defender that he's up against.
Washington over to Malou. Move back to Washington. Maldonado now finding Batista. Batista is a little bit too strong. Coming up on Wednesday, June 19th, Pittsburgh Riverhounds clash with Eastern Conference leader Louisville City at 7 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Oh, those are between ESPN and CBS. Those are three really good games. Monterey. Again, in and around the 18 as we are about halfway through the first half. Trying to run it down is Dixon, back across, over the top, a little bit too far. On the far side is Walmer Martinez. Some white jerseys in the box, but it'll go right to McGuire. McGuire with DaCosta all by himself, and he puts his hand up as if to say, my bad.
It's now ambitious attempt of releasing the Brazilian on the counter-attack, and instead he just hands the initiative back to the visitors, Monterey Bay, who look to dominate possession again here and move these blue shirts around. As you see, they're very comfortable in possession, very tidy.
Green, the center back, juking Olex Anderson. Pushed forward there by Enriquez. Turn. Now Ezra's got time, and he knows it. Good communication, as you saw Jake McGuire telling him he's got time to turn. Oh my, just turns it over. Frustrating turnover, and John Bradford did talk a little about that. So did Sean Nahas, the courage coach, on making it too easy sometimes for the opposition. They made it look easy there, Andrew. That's a kind of unforced turnover, I would say.
Yeah, it's just sloppy play. Nothing really in front of him, and no real pressure on the ball either there, Dean. I think he's got to hold on to it and let things sort of develop a little bit. Feels nice up here in the perch, Dean, in the shade, right, with that breeze. But out there on the field, you know, it's been a hot one today. I tried to take my kids to the park, and it was, yeah, get out of the sun and get back inside.
Corner kick coming. McGuire has to punch it. Good effort by Monterey Bay FC. Donor. And Donor's fouled by Conway.
Donor's having a good chuckle at that. I don't think Conway's done an awful lot there. Donor's felt the contact, maybe, and seen an opportunity. He has a little nibble with that left foot. I could be wrong, but Donor's smile, I think.
Martinez. Boy, after seeing that free kick, I want to tell you a little story about fair play that I witnessed in TST. Actually called the game that I don't think I've ever seen, and just want to get your reaction to it. Planned play. Ooh! Rafa Mentz again. That'll be a yellow card. A little bit reckless there from Martinez.
I'm saying ooh there, Dean, I think, because I heard that crack from up here. Painful one.
Oh. It looked like it was above the ankle, across the shin, but under maybe even the shin guard, right?
Monterey Bay yellow with the 26 minute.
Shin guards don't stop broken legs, Dean, I'll tell you that, but hopefully that's not one of them there. Hopefully that's just a big bruise that Rafa's going to be sporting tomorrow. But yeah, it was a free kick gone wrong. Sometimes that's where fans get frustrated, because why are we doing this cute stuff when we can just smack it in the box or smack it on goal? And that's the type of things that drive fans crazy there. It was a little 1-2 and almost ends up on a counter-attack for the home team.
So in the TST, 48 men's teams. They have 12 groups of 4. The Manhattan Kickers are playing Summer of Soccer. Summer of Soccer was put together by Jamie Watson, who is known for his broadcast work. He was the analyst for Nashville, but prior to that, sideline for Minnesota. Now as part of the Apple thing, he put the team together. He played at North Carolina for a couple years. He was all amped up, as a lot of those teams were. I mean, all amped up. Early on, scores a stunner of a goal. And then 2 minutes later, there's a shot by Manhattan Kickers, and it gets by the goalkeeper. It happens to be Watson, who's in the goal. It hits him in the stomach with his arms kind of right by him. The referee immediately says handball, red card. Watson then, you know, he's a communicator, a broadcaster, then proceeds to tell the referee, look, I promise you it didn't hit my hand. This one will be to Conway. Try to make this story quicker after this. Conway sends across. Armstrong there. Armstrong drops it. Olex Anderson, and how? Foul! North Carolina FC
1-0. It's great play. Conway picks up the ball down the left flank, delivers it early. Ezra Armstrong with a wonderful touch to pull it down under control. And then an absolute thunderbolt from Olex Anderson Jr. Look at this touch, fantastic. Right foot, brings it down, lays it up with his left, and smash! Anderson Jr. off the crossbar
off Siaha's head, back into the goal. 1-0 North Carolina FC.
Third goal of the season in 12 games, 8 start of the season for Olex Anderson Jr. Ezra Armstrong, I think will get credit for an assist there, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So his third assist of the season to go with 2 goals. So those two have had a pretty good combination pretty much all season long. Maybe, well, not maybe, definitely probably should have more points, both of them. Monterey Bay. Other side knocked out of bounds. Nope, stays in, spun back. We do have this new side as well. Baca will switch it over to Green. Donor. Dixon. Alex Dixon, who called his games when he played for Carlos Zambrano and the Tar Heels. So for him, probably nice to be back and carry North Carolina. No whistle. So Andrew, I want to finish that story. So because I've never seen this before. And by the way, there was $1 million on the line, so it wasn't like they were just playing in a backyard game. Yeah. So Watson pleads his case and says to number 8 on the Manhattan Kickers, did it hit my hand? He says no. Red card's issued. You know, I've never seen a red card pulled back. Somehow they come together, and the number 8 for the Manhattan Kickers says, you know, it didn't hit his hand. They pull back the red card. So then you think, oh my goodness, I've never seen anything like it. Fair play. They play on. They get into target score time, and as fate would have it, the Manhattan Kickers have another shot to win it in target score time. It goes past the goalkeeper, and again they have a player on the line who it was evident hit his arm. The referee didn't see that. Immediately, Summer of Soccer hits it the distance for a goal. He awards the goal to pull him within 1 in target score time. And in fair play, because the Manhattan Kickers said no, it wasn't a handball, this time it was a handball. The guy who had the handball went to the referee, said it was a handball on me, and then the game was over. They awarded the goal. Never seen anything like it. 2 examples where they got the call wrong by the referee, and it's in front, loose. Oh, that looks like a handball. They got to point to the spot, and they do. And they're not going to be able to get their way out of this. Would be a red card as well, as they lay down on it. And I don't think he can talk his way out of the red card.
Anderson Jr. in the goal as well.
Yeah.
Wow, what absolute carnage. Anderson Jr., we've seen it countless times already today. It's clipped there in the box. Manages to get it back to the Costas, off balance. Guzman's off balance. His left arm is out and down. You see it better from this angle. Great work from Anderson Jr. It's rolling. Can't tell from there, Dean. The left arm is out, but it looks from that angle like it hits him on the left pectoral. I can't tell, though. It's a big call from the referee. Double jeopardy as well when you get the penalty and the red card. A chance to go 2 up. And
it's kind of wild. I was telling that story because when I see it right there, I'm not convinced it's red card worthy. Are you?
I don't know if any of the players on the field could tell if it wasn't, but he'll know whether it hit his arm or not. But it's tough to tell from that angle. He's looking at the board, hoping for something to show a different perspective. Carlos Guzman, centre back, still pleading his case.
So Guzman still talking to the lineman and the 4th official.
Coach, he needs to go.
Meanwhile, Rafa.
Charlie.
Rafa Menzigan. Rafa Menzigan waiting for the whistle. Metzingen on Father's Day. 2-0, and how about North Carolina FC 2-0. He'll cradle that baby. North Carolina FC is rolling.
Great work from Alex Anderson Jr. Da Costa pulls it under his spell. I'm still not convinced, Dean, that it hits his arm. His left arm is out. It doesn't matter, though. Rafa Metzingen on Father's Day sends the keeper the wrong way and rolls it home. A happy ending for the Brazilian there. Doesn't look like he's losing any sleep with that new baby, Dean. He's been on it today. He's taken a few hits, but professional performance from him.
So they'll make some tactical changes here now as we'll see Xavi come out. Alex Lara will come in. He's a Californian. But that'll put some extra pressure here on Monterey Bay as a 2-0 lead and a man up with a mountain of soccer left in this game. Andrew, I'm really sorry that story didn't move you, but it was kind of wild that it happened where that did not look like a red card to me, and I just witnessed something I'd never witnessed in 30 years of broadcasting, calling the TST, where they convinced the referee to pull a red card back and then also convinced the referee to take a goal back and give it to the winning team.
I'm just trying to process everything that's going on here, Dean, and your timing of things is just
not
on
good.
Point. No, on point. I think the one thing, like you said, I've never seen a referee really. The one thing I grew up with is the referee's decision is final, Dean.
Yeah.
Right? So, final but reversible, apparently, in this situation,
well,
right?
I was shocked. I mean, I went up and asked the referee, like, how can you pull that back? And he did say that TST kind of emphasized a little more fair play. They kind of were a little bit more kinder with the substitutions where they were flying cards last year like crazy. And a foul called on Maldonado.
I think to your point, I like that though with the TST. I think they've even with teams coming in, they had the little bit of an issue last year. I think there's some things that were said during one of the games. I guess you throw $1 million on the line, me and you are going to come to fisticuffs. I think, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I think the sportsmanship and the fact that the red cards and things like that, there's not a lot flying around. But it's great to see the game played and celebrated the right way, and I think that's what TST has delivered on 2 years in a row now, and I'm looking forward to it returning again next year back here in Carey.
Yeah, incredible. May 31. Here's Ezra Armstrong, who has looked good. Dropped to Conway. Conway cuts it back. Conway, one more cut. It'll go out of bounds.
Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
Alex Anderson Jr. and Rafa Metzingen with the 2 goals. Monterey Bay FC will have to go the rest of the way. Down a player. Mentality-wise, Andrew Tate, up a player, up 2 goals. I'm hoping you're going to tell me that John Bradford's team's got to keep the foot on the gas.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think they've been brilliant today, but what they've been is clinical and created some really good looks on goal. And then they got a bit of a lucky break there, maybe with the red card to Guzman. I don't think it would have been, even if he has touched his hand, I'm not sure it's deliberate. But that's by and by. But yeah, to your point, these are professionals. Got to keep your head, got to keep doing the right things. Keep getting the ball into Conway and Anderson Jr. and Da Costa and let them do the work with the support from Armstrong and Metzingen. We've not had to say Maldonado or Hayes' name very much because of the work that the front 5 are doing. Oh, here we go again.
Rafa over to Da Costa. Maldonado Costa. Costa over to Rafa. We're a minute 39. 2-0, North Carolina FC on top. Hayes switches it to Batista. He'll go to Ezra Armstrong. Ezra, nice ball to DaCosta. Plays it behind Conway. Anderson Jr. tries to close on the goalkeeper. Won first by Washington. Second and third go to Monterey. Washington with a nice little clip, taking it away there from Traeger.
There is an old wives' tale about 2-0 being the worst score in soccer.
Yep.
Paul
McGuire did not stay committed to coming out, and did enough though to stop it. He looked like he was fully committed, then just changed his mind there, Andrew.
Yeah, a little indecision from the goalkeeper. The key was, though, that he didn't let it past him. Just a bit of miscommunication. The back line totally switched off. And that's the moments that you're talking about. See, it's a quick free kick. Ja'Cory Hayes actually flicks the ball right into the hands of Monterey Bay, and at least Traeger, who wishing he could have capitalised on that opportunity, because not too many looks at the goal for the number 9.
Referee wants to sort out a little bit of pushing and shoving. Talking now to Jake McGuire, the goalkeeper for North Carolina FC. Work of Traeger that led to this corner kick, sent in, headed out of there by Batista. Another opportunity for Monterey. There's Armstrong. Brilliant work knocking that off of Martinez. Dean Leakey with Andrew Tate, Wake Med Soccer Park, USL Championship, CBS Sports Golazo, and SiriusXM. Speaking of SiriusXM, can't watch the match? Turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North Carolina's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Let's hear live matches from the USL MLS Premier League and more. All on SiriusXM FC 157 and the new SiriusXM app. 2-0, Armstrong has got an assist. Armstrong over to DaCosta. DaCosta has it taken away. Maldonado does enough to win it back. Maldonado, Batista. And, oh wow, they're going to call the foul against Monterey Bay. I mean, Batista took 2 steps over into the path right there.
Batista just using those long legs to run diagonally. He wasn't running in the direction of the ball, but then gets his ankles clipped. So a little bit of an interesting strategy, but it worked for him. Much to the frustration of the visitors, who just feel that just nothing's going their way at the moment.
It's Rebelar, who probably deserved to have the ball. You nailed it, Andrew. The ball was in front of Batista. He took 2 steps to his left. Rebelar couldn't get to it. To be fair, and I hope Monterey fans don't roll their eyes, all the breaks are going for North Carolina FC. We don't see that every day.
Certainly not.
Costa, keeping it, but gave it away. Still will lead to a throw in for North Carolina FC.
No, they were great here last time out against Loudoun, Dean. I think you were a little disappointed, I think, with Loudoun, but I think that was a lot down to the performance of the home team. They were just on. Today, I think they've done what they've had to do today, got the breaks, and we'll just see if they can kick on from here. They were able to do it on the road against Miami, winning 4-0. So they're starting to click up a few gears, and they'll want to do that again today.
Long throw. Batista got his head to it. Cleared out. Safety first for Monterey Bay. Can they run it down? They do. They run it down in a really nice turn. I think that's Traeger again. It is Traeger, who ended up having that 1v1 situation against McGuire. Ooh, that's a foul. And Could have been a yellow as Maldonado left his feet. 44th minute. A couple goals. We did have Rafa Menzigen with the wind knocked out of him a little bit. So we have a few minutes of added time. This looks like Martinez is pretty interested. Nope, instead they drop it quick and McGuire's there. He runs into his own teammate. As that was Baca. Wow, you just kind of feel like, as you know, Captain Obvious, California is a long, long way, and then you get here, you got this big field. It's Father's Day. It's not as muggy now, but it was muggy when you started. That could weigh pretty heavily on the visitors.
Yeah, that cloud covers the only positive going for the moment. But like I said, 2-0 is a funny scoreline, Dean. Just one goal can change everything, but they'll want to keep it 2-0 for as long as they can.
Alex Anderson Jr. Alex Anderson Jr. He is always looking to score. It's over to Hayes. Now Maldonado. Malou. Far side to Rafa Menzigen. Headed back, Maldonado gets it back over to Hayes. Pretty good trap from Hayes. Hayes looking for options. I think he wanted to get that all the way through to Batista. The referee got in the way.
Fans, the fourth official has indicated to be a minimum of 6 minutes of additional time.
Maldonado was standing there, but I think Hayes actually was looking for Batista, who was going to be able to free Ezra.
The referee didn't see that, though, did he?
I missed the added time, Andrew. What'd they say?
6.
6 minutes. Wow. You weren't going that high, were you?
No. But, I mean, Rafa probably accounts for 4 minutes of those, I think. The 2 injuries he had. There's been a couple of injuries and tackles and stuff, and then the goalmouth incidents.
So Maldonado with a shot. You're right. That card took a little bit of time. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. This one here at WakeMed Soccer Park in added time, 6 minutes of added time. It's North Carolina FC 2, Monterey Bay FC 0, and Monterey Bay FC will play the rest of the game down a man and down 2 on the scoreline.
The challenge, Dean, the back 3. Malou coming back in today, Washington and Batista. It's a good back line. We forget that the captain, Paco Craig, is out at the moment injured. What I understand from head coach John Bradford, had successful surgery on his thumb and hoping to be back next week. So don't want to lock down a clean sheet today. They get the names on the team sheet for next week.
That's well said. These 3 in the back have been pretty clean.
Space on the left there.
Good call. You saw it. Boy, you pull one back here in added time. They squared it. It was behind everybody. Ezra. Go. Go. Continue to go. Ezra. Will dribble it the whole way, not really even being challenged by anybody. Now we'll give it up to Conway. Alex Anderson Jr. gets himself back on side. They go all the way across to Rafa. Now everybody's good. Rafa. Maldonado. Conway's on side. Conway turns around. Had Olex Anderson Jr. played that ball, he may have been whistled for offside, but instead it stays in the possession of North Carolina FC, who right now look content to maybe take it into half 2-0. Let's see if they can get off a decent shot here. Batista. Washington. And that's going to be a card as well. That's Revelar, who, in my opinion, can't quite get a break.
No, a little bit of frustration there. Had a little bit of a nibble, grabbing the shirt right under the referee's nose. Were you able to understand the sign language there, Dean, from the referee? I think that was 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit of totting up there. Yellow card. Foul accumulation, I think, contributing to that one.
Monterey Bay, founded in 2021 by Roy Beshoff, who was the former owner of Fresno FC. Frank Yallop, the top man, coach and sporting director. Two-time manager of the San Jose Earthquakes, 2001-3 and 2008-13. Two-time MLS Cup winner, two-time MLS Coach of the Year. Monterey Bay has finished 12th and 11th in its first 2 years of USL Championship. So in many ways, you've got to be pleased where they stand right now. They did advance to the round of 32 of the U.S. Open Cup in 2024, the furthest in club history, which is indeed a short history. Costa, as we are in added time. Ezra Armstrong, he can hit it. A little fake. Thought he was going to crank the left. Rough touch from Conway.
Still a minute or so here. Well, it's not really exciting for the home fans when your team's being patient like this. Oh.
Ezra Armstrong to Rafa Mensingen. Just a little bit too strong.
It's the smart play, Dean, right? You're frustrating the heck out of the visitors. They're down to 10 men. They try to press, and then you've got the spaces all over the field. So it's the patient approach, I think, is the right one. It's just picking those moments to really go and get that third. Doesn't have to be this half, though.
eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Send it forward. I'm downloading when they have Andrew Tate in the broadcast booth as part of it. You're not with me on that?
Yeah, Dina. I'm out. You pick me out wherever you want. I love the game.
Washington. Well, you pointed out Washington against Loudon. And you're right. He just keeps it simple, nice and clean. And that is the whistle. Quick 15-second thought on the first half.
Yeah, all NCFC, I think, in the balance of play. 2 really good goals. Scored at the right time. Referee decision gone their way, but big 45 in the second half. They've got to finish it professionally.
The new dad on Father's Day, Rafa Mensingen, gets the second. We'll send it to the half with North Carolina FC leading Monterey Bay FC by a score of 2-0.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
And now, your Children's Hospital. Pediatric anesthesia, surgery, behavioral health, cardiology, emergency care, endocrinology, ENT, gastroenterology, imaging, inpatient medicine, intensive care, neonatology, orthopedics, physical rehab, primary care, pulmonology and sleep medicine, urgent care, urology, weight management, WakeMed Children's.
Kids will be kids. We will be here.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa, with sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local, Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
Soccer Park, we've got the sprinklers out. North Carolina FC also have the goals out. They've got a 2-0 lead over Monterey Bay FC. Sunglasses off, and we're ready to be up in the perch. Andrew Tate, Dean Linke, and if you're John Bradford, finally home after 33 days, you got to love what you're seeing.
Yeah, you won the last game at home 33 days ago, 2-0, and you've got that lead to start with and the man advantage. So couldn't have asked for much more in the first 45.
All right, let's take a look at the upcoming schedules for both teams, where every game matters in USL Championship. North Carolina FC, here's their upcoming games. Actually, both teams are up there. Well done by our crew.
Yes, obviously 3 of the next 5 at home. You've got Pittsburgh, Miami, and Detroit coming in, and some really tough trips on the road in between those to the Battery and the Sacramento Republic out west. But I know John Bradford was really happy to be home. We're looking to get some points here. Monterey Bay, Oakland Roots at home, Colorado Springs and Pittsburgh on the road. Return against Tulsa, and then a really tough trip away at Louisville City to round out the next 5.
Both teams, big games coming down the line. When we return, we'll take a look at USL Championship. Great research from Brian Ware. Your halftime score, North Carolina FC 2, Monterey Bay FC 0.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Maybe drowning every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Right in front, it's tapped home. Keziah Sterling. Off the giveaway, Harris. And Blue City leads 3-1.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
Welcome back to our coverage on CBS Sports Golazo and Sirius XM with North Carolina FC at home after 33 days away, and they have a 2-0 lead over Monterey Bay FC. We'll take a look at some other scores around USL Championship and break it down here, Andrew.
Yeah, some really interesting results going around. You've got Tampa Bay wins in the 92nd minute versus Louisville City. Big 3 points for them. Detroit gets a 86-minute penalty and a 94-minute goal to seal points versus Charleston. Colorado Springs scored a winner in the 82nd minute, and then 86th minute to beat Orange County. And Oakland Roots survived a late push from Sacramento to get a big win. Just some great games there, as we talked about. There's the Oakland Roots 3-2 coming through. Big win for El Paso as well, as they're looking to move up the Western Conference.
at home against Phoenix Rising.
We showed you the standings coming on the air, but they're fascinating. And we'll start with the Eastern Conference. Right now, North Carolina FC with a 2-0 lead. Let's say that holds, though. Jump to 17, which would put them ahead of Hartford Athletic and back in the top 8.
Yeah, it's really interesting amongst the top. Louisville, really the top team in the division at the moment. Battery falling off. Indy 11 picking up their 8th win in a row. Another 1-0 victory for them. Sean McCauley's men in fine form at the moment. And the gap between 6th and 11th is just 6 points. It's crazy.
Of course, Monterey Bay FC, part of the Western Conference.
Yeah, Memphis moving up, just 1 loss in the last 9, 5 wins and 3 draws. Switchbacks unbeaten in the last 8, and then San Antonio dropping fast, just 1 win in their last 8, as you see them sitting in 9th, just outside the playoffs.
Mexico United in first place. Break down the news and notes.
Yeah, USL and Univision announcing a new partnership. Exciting stuff there. They'll air up to 20 matches, including the championship final on Tudor, biggest Spanish sports network in the US. And then Super League partners with NBC Universal. 115 matches on Peacock with the regular season starting August 17th. And Santos McCauley receiving the May honours there. Memphis's Santos, player of the month with 5 goals, 3 assists in 4 games. And Sean McCauley, as I mentioned, coach of the month, did a 6-0 record in the month of May, and have continued that with 2 more wins in June, so it's going for another award.
The team of the week.
Yeah,
as you take a look, the coach of the week is Dennis Sanchez.
Yeah, and Darius Formella, he scored a brace in a 2-1 win against Orange County. Big performance from him. Corey Bennett, a player we know really well from last year in the USL League One. Las Vegas Lights FC had a brace in a 3-1 win against Miami FC. And then Diego Pacheco, FC Tulsa midfielder, had a brace in a 2-1 win against San Antonio.
Congratulations to all the members of the USL Championship Team of the Week. North Carolina FC finally back home, and they have a 2-0 lead. You're watching on CBS Sports Golazo.
With a family like that to take care of, the two of you have your hands full. At WakeMed Urgent Care, we're everywhere you are, so getting the care they need when they need it couldn't be more convenient. Soccer star? Easy. Kids? Covered. The twins? Done. Aches and pains? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. So download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including the two of you.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
You'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa, with sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it alpaca.
Halftime, CBS Sports Golazo Network and Sirius XM. Raheem Summersall warming up. He may get a run with North Carolina FC on top 2-0 and up a man. Alongside Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. Let's take a look at the first half highlights in this one.
Yeah, this was the opening goal here. Ball from Ezra Armstrong into DaCosta, and he finds Evan Conway. Early delivery into the box, which gets back to Armstrong. Brilliant first touch. Finds goal Alex Anderson Jr., who thunders it off the underside of the crossbar. And it hits the goalkeeper and goes in. Here you see the ball again, but it's the touch from Ezra Armstrong. Fantastic there. And then the thunderous strike from Alex Anderson Jr. Nothing the goalkeeper can do about it. And he gets some bad luck as well as it comes back off his head into the goal.
You're right. Great touch from Armstrong to find Anderson.
And then this was a huge moment. Just 5 minutes after the first goal, it was Anderson Jr. again heavily involved, cuts it back. And the referee had judged that Carlos Guzman had used his hand there to stop the ball going in the goal. Controversial, but Rafa Mensingen wasn't waiting around. Tucks it home on Father's Day. Had his little baby on the field before. Nice moment. And as you can see, close game, Dean. I think the home team had the better of the looks in front of goal, and they took full advantage, as we said. A lot of possession from Monterey Bay. They've been tidy, but had no real punch or ruthlessness in front of goal. Besides that one chance that Traeger had, not much you could really say. And you expect the possession probably to pivot in the second half to North Carolina's favor with the man advantage.
I'm still a little bit speechless on the red card, as just seeing it. You know, on live action, I felt like he cradled it, but when we saw the replay, I didn't see his arms anywhere near the ball.
No, I don't think the replays have been conclusive, have they, to say that he did. The referee obviously felt strongly that he had. I think there was one or two appeals from North Carolina players, but not a whole host, because the ball was still in play. There was a few chances still bobbling around. But it's definitely a bad break for the visitors in Monterey Bay, because at that point they're 1-0 down. The referee's given the penalty and then the red card. It's a real double whammy blow. It makes it a mountain to climb in the second 45.
North Carolina FC back out there in their blue uniforms. And they'll be right back here on June 22nd to take on Pittsburgh. That game at 7:30. Monterey Bay FC making the long trek over to North Carolina. They will be at home on Saturday against Oakland Roots before two road games against Colorado Springs and Pittsburgh. So they have a home game on June 22nd, then on July 13th against FC Tulsa does Monterey Bay FC. All right, both teams back out there as we get ready to start the second half here at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. As I mentioned a few times in the first half, coming off a amazing festival of soccer that went the previous Wednesday to Monday, called the TST. The U.S. women winning the $1 million on the women's side, La Bombadera winning it on the men's side. Rafa Mexican falls, Enriquez. Oh, forgot the ball, and Washington is there. Hoosier Army, Indiana, lost just by 1 to La Bombadera in the semifinals. They were that close as La Bombadera ran away with the championship game. The TST, Ezra Armstrong. I think you said it best, Andrew Tate, is, you know, you think you can do it, and I think right now there's some couch potatoes out there thinking that they're going to be ready next year for the TST.
La Bombonera, I think for me, that was the way to win it. You know what I mean? They had a bunch of guys that were brilliant on the ball, fit as a fiddle. They attacked, defended as a team. They had it all, you know. Played great football.
Yeah, there was no drop-off in their subs either, which is, you know, having the right rotations. Then, for me, also, it seems like the teams that were winning also had kind of one rock that would play a little bit more in the back, that kind of rock in the back in front of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell you who the stars were for La Bombonera. Every one of the players was just so good on the ball that usually have one guy that's really good and he stands out above the rest. For them, so many of them were just so clean and brilliant to watch.
So well said. Rafa has got one of the two goals. CBS Sports Golazo Network, Sirius XM, North Carolina FC, 2 first-half goals and also a player sent off for Monterey Bay FC. As Rafa Menzigan will find it. Rafa. Back to Maldonado. Hayes. Hayes to Conway. Conway. Mishit that one. You know, every once in a while, you said it, Monterey has skipped a line, but for me, Hayes and Maldonado have looked pretty good as a tandem together, just keeping it simple.
Yeah, they're They're not the Raheem Somersault type specimens, are they? They're not giants, but they get through an awful amount of work and cover the ground. And coming up against Monterey Bay, who are also not the biggest, strongest, fastest, but tidy and clever. It's the right matchup, I think, and in terms of having two players in there that will just get about the field and do their work honestly and do the simple things well.
We'll go off the foot of Ezra Armstrong. One of those 50-50 balls where I think you actually do close your eyes for just a second. Goes off of his foot. A really nice breeze coming through now.
It's just a really thankless task for Tristan Traeger at the moment, trying to win the battle against 3 6-footers on your own. No easy feat.
I was talking about the 3-back system of Batista at 6'7", Bryce Washington well over 6 foot, and Malou as well. But it still sits at that tough scoreline of 2-0. Foul called against Armstrong. Those of you that follow North Carolina FC know that Ezra is the son of 1990 U.S. World Team member and U.S. Soccer Hall of Famer Desmond Armstrong. Free kick opportunity coming now to Monterey Bay FC. They got their big defenders forward here, and this is a really good opportunity for them, even down a player. Ball sent in. A little bit of a shove, but that did find the head of Alex Lara, who came on after the red card.
ESPN2 is the channel to watch on Saturday, June 22nd for a USL Championship doubleheader. Monterey Bay versus Oakland Roots Soccer Club in a Game 1 at 6 p.m. Eastern, followed by Phoenix Rising FC taking on the Charleston Battery at 10:30 p.m. Eastern.
So 2 good games. No tackle there. Hayes is whistled for the foul, 51st minute. Played into space. Decent close by Batista. Batista still over there. And Batista, player turned away from the goal, and that's usually the last time you want to foul a player, particularly when you're up a man, but that's what North Carolina FC has done, and now Monterey Bay FC, for the second time in really the last minute and a half, has a dangerous free kick coming.
Yeah. I would wonder here for North Carolina FC if maybe leaving a player up might be just to have that counter-attacking threat. You're inviting Monterey Bay down a man to allow everyone forward, just to keep them honest. They'd have to keep 2 back. But Monterey Bay, they're not the biggest team in the league, that's for sure. So you'd expect North Carolina to have no problem dealing with any aerial balls, but at the top of the box, a lot of white shirts.
Green is on the far post. Ostensibly serves as a corner. It's hit with power. Turning back with it is Chuy Enriquez. Hayes was fouled behind the referee. He didn't see it there. Siaha, 6'5" goalkeeper, featured in the Open. Oh my! Wow!
Backer taking a ride on the backer.
Yeah.
The backer Malou.
That's a good line. He definitely was not looking for the ball, was he?
No.
Here's Rafa.
Costa's tried that a few times today, hasn't he? Those little one-touch layoffs, trying to link with Conway. They've been on the different pages most of the times he's tried that. Conway wants to run in behind, whereas I think DaCosta's trying to get the layoff to do the running himself. So have a little chat now, trying to get that connection.
Batista will send it all the way back.
Wouldn't be Father's Day without a little dad joke, would it, even, Dean, you know? Terrible.
No, you're on point.
Oh, great play from Ribola. Offside.
Good ball. Flag stays down. Good job by Washington. Maldonado. Turned back over. Shot from distance. It's kind of wide open right now, and perhaps by John Bradford's standards, not clean enough here the first 8 minutes.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is hand a lifeline to the visitors. Dixon just finds a bit of space here. Good turn. Certainly no harm in having a try from there. It's taking a moment of magic, I think, to break the deadlock for them. I thought that last little through ball to Traeger, I thought he looked offside to me, but I'll give the assistant referee the benefit of doubt. Much better position to make that decision.
Maldonado now to Hayes.
But to your point, Dean, they carry a threat.
Andrew just mentioned the 2 games on ESPN on the 22nd. On June 19th, Pittsburgh will take on Louisville City at 7 p.m. Eastern, all on the CBS Sports Network. 55th minute, 2-0, North Carolina FC, and they're playing up a player. Olex Anderson Jr. Can he touch it to Conway? Conway's there. Conway got a piece of it. Touch by Monterey to keep it. Woo! Diving header and a wonderful save by McGuire. A diving header coming in from Traeger. As you mentioned, kind of a lonely soldier up there, but McGuire with the save of the game.
Yeah, save of the week contender, I would say. It's a great ball from Donut. Puts it right on the money. Malou just gets his header all wrong, but thankfully for him, Jake McGuire was getting everything right there. Well positioned, great left hand. Steers it away for a corner, but a great opportunity for the visitors.
Corner driven in. Call the whistle. Lara is there again. As you mentioned, they're not that big, but Lara is listed at 6'1", 185. Carrera going back to FC Dallas. It is Jake McGuire's job to keep now. Hayes got his head on the first ball and then is there to drop it over to Rafa.
Bradford would love a third goal, wouldn't he, Dean? Just to provide that extra cushion.
Yeah, he jumped off his bench there when they won the second ball as if he wanted something to happen afterwards. He seemed okay that they dropped it back, but perhaps he was just excited about the fact that, you know, winning second balls, third balls, 2-0, up a man, those kind of things, a little bit of death by possession will help.
I think it's human nature, though, isn't it, Dean? When you get that little bit of something, I know what any sport that I get, this is where I crumble. I just get a little comfortable. Something gets in the back of your head, the psychology of it. Oh, we're comfortable, we'll just sit here. And he wants them to be proactive. He wants the players to get on the ball. Don't just do one thing. Move it, look to get on the next ball. So he's looking to push and get that third goal, and he's got to get that message across to his players, because we sit back, we see there, if it's not from Jake McGuire's left hand there, it's 2-1 in a different game.
Ezra Armstrong. Hayes to Ezra. Menzigan decided to stay at the top of the 18. If he just kind of ventured forward just a little bit more, he might have been available for that minimal spillage from the big man in goal from Monterey Bay. As it is still 2-0 for the home side, North Carolina FC. You just really can't ask for a better start. You've been on the road. You know, felt like you're a little bit out of touch. You get back here and you got to play Louisville, which is ridiculously good. That can't be easy. The fans are outstanding, and you get that goal early and then the red card. You just can't ask for a much better start, Andrew Tate.
No, you can't. But it's important that they kick on from here. You know, you got Pittsburgh coming in next Saturday as well. You can't afford to give Monterey a lifeline. As you said, 3 points today will get them into that those playoff positions, and even then, I don't think John Bradford was satisfied with 8. Oh, great stop from Kai Green.
DaCosta gets it back. He was trying to find Conway. He still has Conway on one side. DaCosta now drops it over. Olex Anderson. Olex Anderson denied. Big time save from the goalkeeper. I actually think DaCosta probably had a shot.
Yeah, it was unselfish from DaCosta. I felt it opened up like the Red Sea for him. Oh,
Rafa! And a sliding tackle, well done to deny Menzigan.
Yeah, that's Martinez from left back tracking the right wing back all the way across the box. Great ball from DaCosta. Here you see DaCosta just carries the ball. Defenders are backing off and backing off. Dean, and look at that replay there, the angle of Martinez coming across the cover. Looked like he'd taken away the shot for DaCosta, so the right decision from him. And then a real great bit of invention from the Brazilian to flick the ball in behind Green. And Menzigan almost getting a second. Filling his boots, or looking to anyway.
Lex Anderson Jr. now being treated by the trainer.
He's just played 2 games on international duty with St. Vincent and the Grenadines, scoring a goal in both games. Unfortunately for him, they lost both of those, but from a striker point of view, there's a little consolation when you score. It looks like we won't be taking any chances at Garrett McLaughlin. Looks like he's getting ready to enter the fray.
I like that move.
You don't want to take any chances. Anderson Jr. up, moving around now on his own accord, which is good, but...
And he got his goal, so...
he's happier going on.
I'm not sure if you've heard me, Andrew Tate, ever talk about when he gets pulled out of the game at all. I don't know if I've ever made that an issue.
No. What are you telling me, Dave? He likes going off, is that what you said?
Louis Perez also going to come into the game. So Olex Anderson Jr. got his goal, so I think he's good. Team's up a player. He salutes the crowd. And Phil McLaughlin will come on. Olex Anderson Jr., Louis Perez. As Conway will come off as well. So Louis Perez, who, according to his head coach, had a little bit of an off game against Louisville City. Big time talent. We love him. Gets a chance to make amends here, and he'll have a decent run, 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, absolutely. These are the games you want to come on in. Up a player, it's 2-0. Go in, work your socks off, and get yourself a goal.
Yeah, and he can pop them from distance too, so. The third goal from Louis Perez is not out of the question.
Yeah, it's a strong bench today, isn't it, Dean, for the home team, North Carolina. When you look at it, they've still got Savania, Colin Martin, Kira Fitzgerald, as you talked about, Shapiro, Raheem Somersault, and the young lad, Tyrone Lunsdale there, so.
No bad choices.
Yeah, absolutely.
See Perez dropping a little deeper, get some touches. Yeah, he's going to come in and be super lively. A regular starter. And here he is, Perez. Perez on the ball. He's got Rafa behind him. Perez, good communication. Rafa going to get to it. Squares it. It'll be a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC. 2 thumbs up from Rafa back to Luis Perez.
The Brazilian and the Frenchman, I don't know how they communicate, but they're always on the same page and work really well. We saw that last year in the USL League One run to the Championship as they earned promotion, let's say, Dean. Don't see that too often. Winning the USL League One and then moving the club to the Championship.
So let's see. A couple North Carolina FC players inside the 6, or does he hit it deeper and around the 18 where there's 4 or 5 players in blue jerseys for North Carolina FC? Perez looking like he wants to laser it right at the top of the 6. It'll fall to Rafa. Rafa! And a shot into the Oak City supporters. Meanwhile, Frank Yallop not done making changes, as he'll bring in Michael Gonzalez from Fresno, California. Spent his collegiate time at Sacramento State. And he's going to come on for former Tar Heel Alex Dixon. So Dixon is out.
Gonzalez only 23. It's a pretty young squad that they've got in Monterey Bay.
Coming out to game number 15, Hugh Dixon. Coming in number 18, Michael Gonzalez. 65th minute.
A lot of California natives as well, really sticking to that base of type of players out there.
Maldonado over to Rafa. Malou, every bit as steady as Washington and Batista. You commented on that in the first half. CBS Sports Golazo Network and Sirius XM. North Carolina FC has a 2-0 lead over Monterey Bay FC. It'll find Rafa Menzigan. He scored the second from the penalty spot. Maldonado. Back to Rafa. Maldonado. And he'll miss-hit it. Menzigan, whose wife just had a baby about 3 months ago, actually caused Rafa to miss a game or two. A proud dad, and on Father's Day, we said happy Father's Day to each and every one of the dads out there. Rafa Menzigan. Acosta. Turned over. See if Monterey can do anything here. The line is really high for North Carolina FC. Rafa is there. John Bradford, the father of 3. Tight-knit family. His kids always here. McLaughlin. I don't know if he didn't know the goalkeeper was way off his line. Perez. McLaughlin. And that will not challenge Siaha. You saw how far the goalkeeper was out, right?
Yeah, he's a big man too, makes the goal look tiny. And the pass, I think, from McLaughlin just wasn't quite to the level that you'd expect from the front man. Just a little behind Perez, slowed him down.
Boy, Rafa has really played well here in the second half. McLaughlin takes his own touch. Kept alive. Perez. I told you he likes to shoot. Shot not quite on target. He shoots that select ball, selects the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select the player's choice.
And just seeing the good play from Da Costa, winning the ball back. And you just see McLaughlin and Perez are coming on, licking their lips here, thinking they can get one or at least add to the scoreline in some way, shape or form. Not real lively. Not what you want to see if you're a Monterey Bay defender. Fresh legs coming on, pressing your every touch. And then the sun comes back out as well.
Throw in for Rafa. Malou to Hayes. McLaughlin. It was interesting, Andrew Tate, when Olex Anderson Jr. went down, cramps or something, but definitely ready to exit stage right. North Carolina FC as a unit came over to John Bradford. Monterey did not. They did not come over. In fact, Frank Gallup didn't even get up for the longest time. Decent combination play coming, though, from Monterey Bay FC. McGuire's there. He spills it. Perez, pressure from behind. Ezra Armstrong will run it down. Ezra keeps it in bounds. Ezra stays with it. Well, you can see the fatigue now. Down a player for the visitors from California. They are not moving really well. Rafa, Maldonado. The additions of McLaughlin and Perez have added a little gasoline to the engine for North Carolina FC, and now they're going to add Martin, who is steady in the midfield. Martin, who has started just about every game for North Carolina FC, a rare time where he doesn't start in this one. Perez with another shot, as you said, licking his chops, and they'll earn a corner kick, North Carolina FC.
It's time for another Alpaca corner. Let's make some noise for the boys.
So Hayes is going to come out for Martin.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM 157 and the new Sirius XM app.
2-0 North Carolina FC, corner kick coming, trying to add to their lead. Sent in. A little push right there. As you can see, Siaha was hoping the transition was on. Ezra Armstrong heads at 20 yards. Side of the foot. Martin now into the game for Hayes. I give Hayes high marks for his 70-minute run.
Yeah, I think an 8 out of 10 performance, Dean. I think did everything that he was asked of and more. I think you know you've had a good game. I think when your team is 2-0 up, you're getting subbed off and all your teammates are coming across to give you a high five, right? They don't need to come across and do that, especially on a big pitch like we know Wake Med Soccer Park is. And a real solid performance from him. Tough for Colin Martin to get back in, I think, after that performance.
Batista over to Ezra Armstrong. Ezra to Costa, back to Ezra. And a sliding tackle as Ezra was getting ready for what I think was a left-footed crank.
Yeah, Batista just rolls it out to Ezra Armstrong. You're thinking, is he going to have a shot? Feeds to Costa, who weight of touch on that left foot layoff was almost perfect. Ezra Armstrong disappointed to not quite get on the end of it. But a good look from the wing back.
Beautiful Father's Day night at Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary. And a 2-0 lead for the home team, North Carolina FC. Corner kick driven in, headed out first by Monterey. Touch bottom of the foot, Martin. Martin! Oh, so close to making it 3-0.
I think the big man, Siaha, actually had that covered deep. Looked like he could have go gadget armed it and kept it in play. Great touch from Martin, though, and he just hammers it. Yeah, Siaha was there. Watched it all the way. Good effort from newly introduced centre midfielder. He's going to come in and spray it around and really work some of these Monterey Bay players. Surprised, I'm sorry, I was going to say, surprised Frank Yalp's not made more changes. It looks like maybe 3 more are coming right now.
I was just going to say, a good example of how Siaha uses that 6'5" frames. Good goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think the disappointing thing for him, Dean, we obviously highlighted him in the open, just hasn't had the opportunity to make the save, right? The Olex Anderson one was an absolute crashing thunderbolt from 10 yards out. And then the penalty that just hasn't really been given the opportunity to come up big for his team. Loving the noise from the Oak City faithful today, Dean.
Always.
Really enjoying their evening here.
Rafa Menzigan. There's 3 players getting ready to come on for Rafa. I think he's right. I don't think it was.
And Dean, this is where it drives me bonkers, right? I don't know why. I know it's a throw and it's not a big deal. But when the ball is hanging over the line, on a goal line, the whole ball has to cross the line. So when we do the VAR, we're looking down from a vertical standpoint to see if any of the ball is hanging over the line. But when it's on the sideline, if more than 50% of the ball is over, it's an out of bounds. I don't know why. It drives me bonkers.
We might need to ask the nano-engineer.
To nano-engineer the rules for us. Or just to nano-engineer my my old manness, getting grumpy over something that, you know, is not a big deal.
No, I'm with you. 76th minute. I'm not sure I pronounced that engineering degree right the second time, though. 76
Engineering's a tough word on its own, I think.
No, the 4 letters.
Yeah, 4 letters, yeah. I can't help you there.
Restore Hyperwell substitutions for Monterey Bay coming out of game number 19. Jesus Chuy and Enrique coming in number 24. Michael Glasser. Also coming out of game number 7, Adrian.
Let's take a look at the 2 goals and keep an eye on the Armstrong touch because it was just amazing.
Yeah, this is the left wing back popping up on the penalty spot. Great layoff. Am I right? Does it go off the underside of the crossbar?
Yeah.
So I apologise. I don't know why I'm trying to take a goal away from Olex Anderson Jr. He would come and find me. Straight in off the underside of the crossbar. And then Rafa Menzigan, the new father, capitalised on the penalty and the red card decision against Monterey Bay to make it 2-0.
That pass from Armstrong was classy. Like, it was the side of his foot, kind of was looking the other way, knew exactly where Olex was.
And if Conway's looking to pick out Armstrong as well, it gets even better. Oh, sloppy back play here from the home team.
77th minute. It's still just 2-0. Monterey Bay FC not backing down.
Yeah, 1 goal, Dean, in these next 15 minutes or so would make it very nervy and turn what's been a pretty comfortable evening's work into possible jeopardy of getting the 3 points, which would be catastrophic for the home team.
No, it'd be wild. I mean, this game will end around 8 o'clock, and it's kind of been the atmosphere where I think people are thinking about adding a little extra milk to Father's Day, you know, maybe even running home and hitting the grill. It just kind of feels that kind of game, right, for the home team. But
yeah,
Monterey Bay FC, but you're right, pulls one back, and
here we go.
Here we go. McGuire is way off his line, but handled there. Lasser.
That was a chance and a half, Dean. Some cramp for Ezra Armstrong, it looks like. Stretching out those hamstrings.
Yeah, that young man is packed tight. Speaking of packed tight, one of the other games I got to call, in fact, I got to call him twice, was J.J. Watt in a soccer uniform. And I still can't hold a straight face thinking about him. First of all, he's gigantic. I mean, like, so his brother is an all-pro player at Pittsburgh, and J.J.'s twice the size of T.J.
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it?
Right. I mean, he's just a giant of a man. I mean, he's not Mark Dry size, but it's close.
Mark's worked hard on that figure, though. A lot harder than JJ. Great shots of the fans here, Dean. Jumping around. They've really had a good evening.
I want to thank our crew, Paul Beam, our producer, Ryan Lutz, Lauren Davis, Ryan Moeller, Tanner King, Brian Ware, just outstanding knowledge of everything soccer all over the world. Dustin Webb, Larry McClain, and the aforementioned giant of a man, Mark Dry. 80th minute. So I'm a lifelong Bengals fan, so I actually did hang out a little bit with Chad Ochocinco, really cool dude, and basically told him, like, man, you really are trying to score. And he's like, I am, but you know what? It's hard, Dean, man. Soccer's hard. I'll take football any day.
Do you know what sport he likes now? I heard this year. Tennis.
Okay.
He really likes his tennis, not pickleball, tennis.
All right.
It's interesting, isn't it? That one threw me for a loop.
Martin.
Were you calling the game where J.J. Watt hit the post? Was that?
I was calling that game, yeah. And he probably should have had it. I mean, the goalkeeper got his fingers on it, and that's why it hit the post. Otherwise, it's going in.
Yeah. It was a great save, to be fair. He did everything right, let the ball run, and then great effort. Oh, great turn.
My favorite player during my World Cup days, Tony Meola, was the head coach of the Concaifa team that was having a ton of fun. To tell you how much it meant, I mean, Cameron did some major damage to his knee, and then as they advanced deeper, he had no business being out there, but he was out there in a full-fledged brace to try to help his team. Here's Rafa. Rafa cuts it back. DaCosta! Right to the goalkeeper. Siaha. Big man can move. 81st minute. For any of you on the West Coast that were not as in touch with the TST, I apologize for the multiple stories, but it was held right here, and it was a true festival with 7 fields in play. 77. No throw-ins, no sliding tackles, target score time, so all 118 games ended in a game-winning goal. It's just a great format. 82nd minute.
Look here at the Rodrigo DaCosta chance. It's his ball out wide to Mensingen, who tries to fashion the shooting opportunity. Manages to cut it back to DaCosta, one touch, and then sets himself up. Siaha, the big man, covers so much of the goal. Was already on hand, knowing exactly where the Brazilian was going to try to put it.
Martin, so smart, knew a backward pass would be the best way to keep things moving forward, and now he gets it back. Martin over to Maldonado. John Bradford not done making changes. Perez over to Armstrong. Armstrong, who was starting to cramp up a little bit. Got another solid shift. The left wing and right wing for North Carolina FC. That man Rafa and Armstrong cover a lot of ground. Washington knocks it out of bounds. Cervania going to check in, as well as Brewer Jr. Well done by Maldonado not to have an unnecessary foul, up 2-0. Batista, pretty good 1v1 defending and then earns the whistle. Can't ask for much more than that.
He's had a good game. All three of them have at the back. Done everything asked of them. A couple of lapses in concentration, maybe just from a defensive standpoint, but we'll be hoping to see out this remaining 7 minutes plus. Get the shutout. Build that confidence after the 2 goals conceded on the road at Louisville.
So Ezra Armstrong Jr. will come out. Shaft Brewer Jr. is from Sacramento, California, so I wouldn't be surprised if he knows a lot of these players, as Armstrong will come off and DaCosta will come off for Jaden Cervania. Cervania from Birmingham, Alabama.
Cervania, one of those players that was missing last time out against Louisville. One of those 3 boys in international duty. Actually played against Nelson Martinez's El Salvador. Big rivalry match between those two in the hunt to qualify for the World Cup.
Nelson Flores. Blanco, you mean?
Yes, sorry, wrong Nelson.
Cervania, offside position. 85th minute. The USL Championship. We have a yellow card here. Shitu Perez is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings.
And CNC yellow in the 85th minute of play to number 8, Louis Perez.
As always, Andrew Tate living up to that expert analysis part of that read. Well done, Andrew. No comment?
I just try to live up to your expectations, Danny.
Just straight crickets. 86 minutes. There had to be an eye roll. I'm not looking at you, so maybe. Left foot, good one. Well defended. There were like 4 blue jerseys all going up at the same time. That looked pretty good. Now the counter is on. What a ball from Perez to Rafa. Decent idea. Shaft Brewer Jr. runs it down. And it's taken away again. 87th minute. Did not go out of bounds, but Maldonado's got it. Maldonado, he looks pretty fresh. If you remember, he didn't start the first game of the season, and he was chirping. He was not happy. He was chirping in practice and chirping to John Bradford and chirping to anybody that would listen, and he's worked his way back into being a regular. And with that, you've seen him get sharper every time. A foul against Cervania, who's always one of the most fouled players, if not the most fouled player out there.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets fouled 5 times before the end of the game. But yeah, going back to your Maldonado point, just you don't want your players to be happy that they're not playing, and I'm sure he was putting the shifting and the work in to go with it to prove his point.
It'll fall. That was a good ball from Rafa. How about that ball earlier from Perez to Rafa that was perfect. The 2 defenders that he got it through there.
Eye the needle stuff from Louis Perez. Expect nothing less. Tough moments here for Monterey Bay. It's been one of those days they won't want to look back on this year.
88th minute. We had 6 minutes of added time in the first half. Pretty good chance that we'll have a similar amount of time in the second half.
played almost 60 minutes down a man.
Perez back to Martin. Yeah, you can see that. Rafa, nifty little move. The crowd likes it. Martin leaves it. Good understanding of where Batista was, and Batista takes a shot. Just a bit outside.
Yeah, no replay needed on that one.
With no replay, I can tell you that eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Monterey Bay FC. It's 2-on-5. Dropped back. Good job by Martin to stop the attempt. And that kind of tells the story, I think, for the visitors from California right there. Is they lose it out of bounds.
You got to give them some credit, though, at the same time, Dean, I think, today, right? They've 2-0 down. They could have felt sorry for themselves, and it could have gone on to be a cricket score. 4-5-0, right? And then the game runs away from them. They haven't. They've stuck to the task. They defended valiantly. You know, it's no consolation, but I think as a coach, you just don't want to see your team throwing the towel. So they'll move on from this. Still not in a bad position in the Western Conference. That is very much wide open, I would say.
Yeah, there are some powerhouse clubs in the Eastern Conference. Not to say they're not in the Western, but man, I look up at the top of the table of the Eastern Conference, and there's 4 or 5 teams that just have some big-time ballers.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a 7-point difference between New Mexico and Louisville. The top of their respective conferences.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated a minimum
4 minutes of added time.
In the second half. 4 minutes.
Martinez. Dieter. Dieter will get it back. Dieter. Headed by Batista. Running right into it was Baca Jr. He was in a pretty good spot right there to make it 2-1 and add a little jitters here for the home team. Martinez again. Dieter. Donor. Martin finds Cervania. Cervania. Can they break? Cervania. Martin. Back to Rafa. Now Maldonado. As they close Maldonado, they'll find Perez. Some really good basic understanding of the man advantage right now for North Carolina FC. Not forcing anything long, not giving the ball back to Monterey, keeping possession. As North Carolina FC will move to 17 points and even with Loudoun United. Second minute. Gonzalez, Dieter overlapping run. Washington is there. Washington with the shield. And you can't defend any better than that against 2 players than Washington just did.
Not the guy I'd want to take on 1v1, Dean. He's got gears upon gears, Bryce Washington. Defended that 2v1 situation really well. Really good performance from him in the middle of the back line. Missing the experience of Paco Craig, but you wouldn't know it.
Washington listed as 6'2", out of Atlanta, Georgia. As I mentioned, started at Rutgers before transferring over to Pitt. Maldonado's got that great throw in. Almost a handball there. Perez stays with it. Perez down in the corner, little touch. Came off the bench and did exactly what John Bradford needed from him. Bringing energy, possession, good steps.
Yeah, and he's a true professional. His attitude, I'm sure in learning the news, he probably wasn't super happy, but he's always going to be positive and get around his teammates and do what he needs to do.
But look at Maldonado still making it difficult. It was Maldonado that forced that turnover. Cervania to Martin. Martin to Perez. Perez keeps the ball. McLaughlin angles it to Rafa. Rafa probably should have first timed it to Cervania, who was open. Perez! Siaha knew that was coming. Good go early, tremendous pass from Ezra Armstrong, great finish from Olex Anderson. Perhaps a little bit of question mark on the PK, but Rafa finishes it. Final score 2-0. How about North Carolina FC with a 2-0 win at home?
Yeah, professional performance from the home team. They created the chances they needed. They took their opportunities. Maybe a little bit of luck sprinkled in there, but we've talked about that this year. Haven't had a lot of it. Really professional job. Big 3 points for the home team.
All right, we're going to come back and wrap things up. Your final score here in USL Championship action from the Eastern Conference. North Carolina FC 2 from the Western Conference. Monterey Bay FC 0. We'll wrap it up after this break.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
You'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa. With sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it alpaca.
Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park, where Jake McGuire pitches a shutout on CBS Sports Golazo Network and Sirius XM. Dean Linke with Andrew Tate. Both goals scored in the first half. Andrew, let's take a look at the two goals.
Yeah, it was a great first goal for the home team. See them patiently working the ball, finding the spaces. Conway gets released down the left. You see Ezra Armstrong just trotting into the box. Great first touch from him. Lays it on a play for Olex Anderson Jr., who thunders it off the other side of the crossbar. No chance for the goalkeeper, Siaha, but it's that touch from Anderson that makes the difference. And the opening goal from Anderson Jr., who was a real threat in the first half. And here you see him causing havoc in the box. It's hard to see there from that angle, folks. And we've looked at him multiple times, but the referee judged that Carlos Guzman had used his left hand to stop the ball going in the goal. Gave a red card, gave a penalty. And Rafa Menzigen tucked it home on Father's Day. The new father making it 2-0. And here was a chance in the second half. There wasn't many in the game for the visitors. It was Tristan Traeger with a diving header. Great ball in and a wonderful save from Jake McGuire to match. Strong left hand and a contender for save of the week. You see a lot of shots for the home team. A lot of those, I think, came after the man advantage. A lot on target. Possession shifted as well, but a dominant performance from the home team. Helped by the referee in the decision there, but big 3 points and a day Monterey will want to forget.
And for our crew, Paul Beam, Ryan Lutz, Lauren Davis, Ryan Moeller, Tanner King, Mark Dry, Brian Ware, Dustin Webb, Larry McLean, the great Andrew Tate. I'm Dean Linke saying loud and proud, how about North Carolina FC with a 2-0 win? Happy Father's Day, everybody, and thanks for watching CBS Sports Golazo Network and listening on Sirius XM.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.